shenanigans. Truth, lies, shenanigans. Truth, lies, shenanigans. Truth, lies, shenanigans.
Hey everyone, welcome to Truth, Lies, Shenanigans. I'm Neil Nix. Thank you so much for joining us. Today is March 14th, 2021. And for today's show, we've got a fun guest for you guys. Singer, musician, actor, social influencer, Miss Olivia Griffin. We're going to be having a great conversation with her about her career and her fun social media videos. Also, we've got some deep, hot topics today. Robbie Rock is talking Texas, trying to make abortion punishable by death. Lizzie Enders has some racist law professors she wants to talk about. And Gianni Storm hits us with her quickfire question on George Floyd. As always, stick around till the end for our game show where we're bringing back quick and dirty. Whoa, baby.
A little bit of Charlie Brown there, a little bit of Charlie Brown on there.
The adults are talking.
Definitely Charlie Brown.
All right, now before we get into the show, we've got some fun co-hosts to introduce you to. Our professor, writer, editor, journalist out of Washington, D.C., Miss Lizzie Enders.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. What's happening, everyone? Happy Sunday fun day. So far, it has not been a fun day for me. The U.S. government has stolen an hour out of my life with this daylight saving time nonsense.
Yes.
So I'm cranky. I haven't had my full 3.5 hours of sleep for the day. So please bear with me. Please bear with me.
All right, our rock star with the rock band Fallen Machine coming to you from Sudbury, Ontario, Mr. Rob B. Rock.
What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday. Today is actually Pi Day. So in honor of Pi Day, I want to present you with a fact. Did you know that 3.14% of sailors are pirates?
Oh, God.
I love Rob. How can you not?
Wah, wah. All right. And then streaming from Atlanta, Georgia, college student, model, actress, and co-host of Truth, Lies, Shenanigans Unscripted, Miss Gianni Storm.
Hey guys.
What's up?
How do I follow that joke? No, I think I had a really good. I won't come up with one, but I had a really good week, guys. It's been really nice. The weather has been cheering up everybody, so it's good. Spring is right around the corner, and I'm excited. Excited.
Right. I remind people when and where they can watch you on TLS Unscripted.
Yes, you can watch me and co-host Olivia E. on Instagram at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays for Unscripted.
All right, make sure you check them out. It's a fun show. All right, so our co-host Gianni has a quick fire question for us.
Okay, guys, so George Floyd's family received $27 million from the city of Minneapolis this past week. Do you guys believe this was enough money?
Robbie Rock?
No amount of money fixes this, but if his family is good with the settlement amount, then I am also.
Lizzie Enders?
No amount of money is never enough. That's not what civil lawsuits are about. But yeah, I'm with Rob. If they hold it, so be it. So be it.
I'm good with the 27 million. It makes a statement. Makes a statement finally that, you know, it's the highest settlement they've had. So, like Lizzie said, it's about the statement, not about recovering the life. So Gianni, you had another question?
Yeah, the second question I had, in the same week that this happened, former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin now faces first, second, and third degree murder charges in the death of George Floyd. So if convicted, I'm saying his name weird, but Chauvin.
Chauvin.
Yeah,
Chauvin.
Something.
Chauvin.
Could face. Oh my God. He could face up to 40 years in prison for second-degree murder, up to 25 years for third-degree murder, and up to 10 years for second-degree manslaughter. Thoughts?
All right, let's start with Lizzie on that one.
What's the question? Or thoughts?
What are your
about
thoughts
that? I think it's great. I'm glad that they added the option for the third-degree murder charge. More options you give the jury, the more likely they are to convict. If it had just been one option, first-degree murder, there would have been likelihood there would have been no conviction at all. So this gives them some breathing room for those who may be like, okay, we need to do something, and not something too harsh. So I'm happy with
so
it. I'm fine with it.
he's most likely not to get all of those like 40 years plus 25 plus 10. Most likely no, right? Oh,
No, most
It
likely
could
no.
happen anyway, though. I mean, it just depends on what the judge and the jury decide. I mean,
Mhm.
he could get them
Well, I mean,
consecutively. He could
but
be
you're not
convicted
going to
of all
be
of them.
charged. You're not going to be charged with all three. You choose one, and it
I
goes accordingly. At least for the murder charges. Now, if he had additional charges, like if he had additional assault or something like that, but that's why they offer. And a lot of times, district attorneys are put between a rock and a hard place because they don't offer those extra charges. They just stick to the one first degree murder, and then the jury comes back and like, oh, we don't think this was premeditated murder.
Mhm.
Um, so I think this is good that they have some options here.
Definitely.
agree.
Robbie, what would you think?
I have to agree with Liz 100% on this, that at least this gives the prosecution some options to really at least go after a charge that will stick.
Hmm.
Because that's it. I'm not sure how the trial is going to go down because of, I mean, there's been so many shady dealings and how this has been handled legally, but it's nice to see that there are a variety of charges that are being brought forward so that hopefully we can get one or more of these charges to stick. And I really hope that there's some kind of prosecution because it's absolutely, I think it's required
There has
in
to
order
be.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, well, that's it. There needs to be some punishment for what happened. Otherwise, people are just going to lose their minds again, and quite rightfully.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question a crime was committed. I mean, even if we're talking just, you know, depraved indifference, there was a crime committed because he just stood there. I mean, it was just a horrible scene. I mean, especially when you have people standing around saying, look, the guy is unresponsive, get off his neck. I mean, he was definitely, so he's got to be convicted of, so if he's not convicted of something, I mean, I don't know how the world doesn't just pop off and go off. I just don't know how it doesn't
Mhm.
happen.
Yeah.
Mike
I
Winter
feel like
brings
the
up a good
news.
point. Just very quickly, Mike Winter brings up a good point in the comments. In the case of Breonna Taylor, and the reason why the majority of those officers were not charged is because when
Did we lose her?
Oh, is Lizzie
they took everything,
frozen?
oh yeah, and so that's why only one charge that really wasn't directly related to the killing of Breonna Taylor, because all of the charges were not made available to the grand jury, so they couldn't indict X,
Oh, yeah.
Y, and Z.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Did you have any last thoughts, Yanni? We got to move on.
I was going to say, I feel like the news is bittersweet to George Floyd's family because, of course, something like that had to happen, but at least they are starting to see some good from it. They're able to settle, with the amount that they did, and also the murderer is going to be convicted of something, hopefully.
All right. Good quick fire. Good quick fire. All right, so we've got the shenanigans out of the way a bit. If you've never been to TLS, Truth Lies Shenanigans, before, let me tell you a bit about us. Our hosts and guests share their truths and opinions with you, call out those lies, and point out any ridiculous shenanigans going on. And on our show, we always try to have fun with some shenanigans of our own. The show streams live just about everywhere. You can quickly find us on YouTube. Just go to TLSshow.com or search at TLSLiveShow across all major social media platforms. And you can listen to Truth Lies Shenanigans anytime on iTunes or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Now,